chosen ones, empaths, and all the genuine souls. I know that it can seem like you can't get through it. Like, in your mind, you think that the only way for this situation to get any better is to regain contact with the narcissist, to be in contact with a narcissist, whether this is a friend, a romantic partner, family member, and you feel like this is the only way. And sorry, excuse me. People in the comment section as well, if anyone's listening to this as well, like putting people down that don't see, that are grieving the loss of the narcissist, that can't, they don't, what you gotta understand is you don't know why you're thinking that way. All right, like, you know they're a narcissist, but yet all you want is to desire them, right? And people say, oh, that's, how can you want that? That's crazy. How can you want to go back? And that's because that's a different situation that this person in his comment. So you've got to understand that it's a period that I believe people, especially when they're ghosted, abandoned, or discarded, you go through a process when you want to rekindle. That's all you see. You don't see any way through it. Dark days are among you, and really it's like a spell's been broken. You know, a happy spell, you know, like really, even though you might have been miserable in the relationship, it feels like you're a lot happier in the relationship than when you're out of the relationship, or whatever type of relationship it is, friend, family member, romantic partner, whatever, right? And I just need you to be rest assured that you are going to persevere through it. You are going to feel empowered. You are going to rise. You are going to grow, right? Just keep strong and you will rise. I know it doesn't seem like you're going anywhere. You might be getting like annoyed and frustrated, depressed, lovesick, wishing for back then. And I need you to understand that it doesn't make sense where your life's going now to you. And people in the comment section, please be kind to anyone who's in that vulnerable state. It's a very vulnerable state to be in when you're still desiring the narcissist back despite the abuse. But it is an inevitable, I believe, if I'm wrong and you want to quote me that I'm wrong, from my analysis and my theory, I believe especially those that are discarded, abandoned, or ghosted will be in those positions because they may have had a rocky relationship, unstable family unit or friendship. It may have been unstable, but they didn't know no better. So that's all they knew. And that's why it can feel like a huge loss for the empath, chosen one, and genuine soul when they lose the narcissist, because they knew no better than that. They had nothing to compare it to. All right. Maybe some of you in the comment section you knew better at the time when you were with the narcissist, even in the relationship. But there's many of you that have been involved with these narcissists and romantic. Let's use the romantic relationship, for example. This person was your one and only. You were loyal to them. You were supportive to them. It was, maybe you might have thought sometimes it gets a bit toxic, but you make back up again. And then out of nowhere, a ghosting or abandonment or something happens, and you don't realize that it's a lot deeper than what meets the eye. You start looking at yourself, you start putting yourself down, you start thinking that this person's better, they want something else. Like, it can really sink you deep low. But I promise you, you are going to get through this. I know it don't seem like it, but one day, you see, one day, hopefully soon enough, you're gonna feel a weight lifted, and then you're gonna be thinking, wow, right, you got through it. But what I'm trying to give you the tip, right, which is a very useful strategy to have, is if you are in a place you don't see no way out, you only see them, you only want them, All right. I don't know if you're still trying. All right. I don't know if you're still trying to rekindle. Maybe they're rejecting you. Maybe they're ignoring you. Maybe they're putting you through silent treatment. I don't know if you're in a cycle where you're trying to rekindle. But what I would say for you to do is, you know, I touch on this on the spiritual channel more, but sometimes I say it on this channel as well. You know, whatever your belief system is, the universe, God, angels, your ancestors, your higher self, whatever your belief system is, ask something. Do a spiritual practice, right? You don't have to be an expert to do it, like something like a meditation, a prayer, and asking the universe, asking God, like, say, if this is right for me, if this person is right for me. And this can be applied to family units, this can be applied to friends, jobs, romantic partners, anything. If this situation is good for me, Lord, God, universe, angels, whatever you want to say, right? If it's good for me, let it be. If it's not, keep them away. And what you will see happen is most likely you won't rekindle with them. I'm sorry if that's sad news, right? And it might not be what you want to hear. But this is a huge indication that you have channeled your energy towards source. You've asked and you've seen. And the quicker you can do this, post ending of a relationship, the quicker you can do this is the best. And I know it might even be so difficult. Sorry, let me have some of my drink. It might even be so difficult for some of you to even do that, to even ask God, to even ask the universe, like, if it's, because you don't even want to have a maybe, you just want it to happen. So this is what I advise you to do. All right, do that. Look, if it works out and you go back to your family unit, or you go back in your romantic relationship, or you go back with that friend and you know they're a narcissist, like, it is going to be a lot worse. They're not going to respect you because of what's happened, right? I've heard of a narcissist getting, like, really funky and edgy, like, they've discarded someone, and then I've heard this multiple times, and then when the empath or the chosen one or the genuine soul reaches out to the narcissist to try and bridge the gap, they actually got attitude, like, why did it take you so long? And that's what you got to understand. Like during these times of silence, during these times of when you're not talking, they're uncomfortable too with the silence. If anything, they're more uncomfortable than you will ever be with silence. All right, and you know how difficult silence and not reciprocating, not engaging efficiently can be, and frustrating for you. They're also feeling this. And you might say to yourself, because I see it in the comment section, Zion, like, why, if they treated you badly, if they acted like they didn't want anything to do with you, why are they grieving? And the reason that they're doing this is because a lot of this, what you see erupt around you, and the chaos that they try and drag you into, is really a fueled agenda for another specific reason. They don't, A doesn't mean A with narcissists. All right. It's really difficult to keep up with them, because they will talk about A and they're on about Z or Z. And to have a functioning relationship where it's constantly like that, I understand that sometimes, because I remember I watched, it was a spiritual leader or a pastor or something, right? He said that men and women talk in different ways, right? Like, men talk straight and women talk in circles, right? And please, ladies, don't get offended by that. That's what he said, right? Just hear me out. Sometimes, like, I'll create an example, right? Husband and wife are at home. No, husband's at home, maybe doing something, fixing the car, cooking dinner, something. Wife comes in, slams her bag down on the side. Husband says, "What's the matter, wife?" Wife goes, "Nothing." Right? That nothing means something. That nothing means there is something wrong. but she's just said nothing. Now that's just an example. Now that is like, that's, you know, a genuine, you know, that's how people are, right? And even men can do that as well, right? But they can say, oh, nothing, you know, but I'm trying to just point out that narcissists speak in like spirals or fucking hexagons. I don't know what they speak in. Sorry for my language. I don't know what they speak in. They speak in some riddles. They like, you know what I'm saying? And all of this like utter rubbish that they spew out their mouths, you know, like you have to keep up with it. And this is the thing. If you go back, this very thing that you want, if you go back against what, you know, I believe you're being ushered and guided away. If you go back through choice, it's going to be like, you're not going to see them the same way. It's never going to be the same way again. You're never going to look at that narcissist the same way, and that narcissist is never going to look at you the same way again after that spell's been broken, that illusionary love bomb and all of that, right? And love bomb exists in other relationships, friendship, family. Once you've gone your separate ways, right? And it gets more complex as well with romantic relationships. If you've gone your separate ways and the narcissist has been with other people, and then you let them back in, all of that, the risk of diseases and like it's spiritually as well, soul ties. And this is why I'm saying, just trust the process. You're going in a direction. You're going to get through this. All right. I know you don't see the light at the tunnel's end. All right, you don't see a way out. You don't see how you can get past this point. Okay, maybe a lot of you aren't at this place and you're further along in your journey, and that's fine. But I thought I need to address those, you know, that maybe are in this place. Just know you will get through it, because everyone who's ghosted, abandoned, or discarded, I believe, is in a, like, they will do anything to rekindle the relationship at one specific point. Sometimes it lasts longer for others than it does others, right? Like, but I believe it's apparently it was going to be a legal ghosting in a country. I need to do the research on it. I saw it somewhere. I don't know if it was a fake news story, but it could be. So don't quote me on it, right? Do your own research. But there was something about ghosting being, I don't think it went through, but it can inflict severe damage on the individual. But with the damage, the brain, the heart of an empath and the soul of an empath is you can heal others. And I advise you to turn that gift that you have, that, or even how you help the narcissist, even how you piece together their life, perhaps, even how you supported them when they were sick, how you helped a friend, maybe how you helped your elderly parents, or how you helped your grandparents, or how you helped whatever, right? That healing ability that you have, that helping healing ability, even with your words, even with your listening ear, be a bit selfish now, you know. Try distract yourself and focus on the healing, right? Turning your healing towards yourself, being kind to yourself, being your own best friend, okay? Look, you can get caught up in a vicious cycle, you know. You can lose jobs from being ghosted, abandoned, discarded, right? You can lose your career, you can lose your business, that you can fall into a real depression if you've got a good boss or a good support system at work or things like that. But like going through traumatic divorces and things like this, or even losing your family or whatnot, can cause severe detriment to the individual. But even with all of that, I know you will be in a dark place, but you will get through it. I guarantee you will get through it. It's just time doesn't heal. Don't speak to people who don't understand. It's wasting your own energy. All right. If you pick up on a vibe, I understand many of you want to talk to someone, right? To confide in, right? If you talk to someone, and they're not like, talk to people who understand or are listening, even if they don't fully understand, but they're like hearing you out, or they're trying to help. Don't just waste your time on people that are like listening to respond. All right. Don't waste your time on people like that. All right. Sometimes I say just you know, keep it to yourself and stuff like that. But I understand many of you in a vulnerable state, but it keeps their name alive. That's something that you will learn. You'll realize that if you engage in these gossips and stuff, not gossip, but like if you engage in these talks about the narcissist, it can keep their name alive. All right. If you're talking like, you know, about, if you're talking with that you've moved past it and you're looking back and you've come so far and you're reflecting, that's one thing. That's okay. All right. And it's okay to talk to people to try and get through it at first, but make sure the people are, so many of you go to therapists and stuff, just make sure the therapist is switched on. They don't have to be well educated in narcissism, because to be honest with you, if they was well educated in narcissism, they're looking at it from too much of a clinical standpoint anyway, and they might be very cold and kind of grey. Not always, but there could be a really good, decent therapist that might have been through some sort of toxic relationship, perhaps. May not have been a narcissist, but they understand it to some level, and they're good and they listen, and you know what I'm saying, right? That's what I'm saying. So you will get through this. I promise you, you will get through this. Remember, I tried to, if you got any questions, I tried to get back to the comment section. I've been a bit busy recently, so they've been piling up and I haven't been getting around to them. But you know, I'm there. I'll try and respond. I always try. If there's a question, sometimes I don't like, because that's, you know, if I miss it, I do apologize. But the question, I always try to respond to the question. You see. Anyway, look, you're gonna get through this. Just trust me on this. All right. Don't get confused with the mind. Your mind, like, this is gonna sound messed up because I'm saying it, but like after narcissistic abuse, after ghosts and abandonments, discards and things like that, your brain can be sick. All right, and you'll realize that it does inflict a lot of damage on the empath chosen one, a genuine soul. So you've got to wait for your mind to adjust and filter out all the crap and the trauma, because it's been duped. Your mind was duped into thinking this was a loving family or a loving romantic partner or a caring friend, and now it will start to associate, you know, danger where things are normal. Like this is what the brain will do. All right. Or harm, or like you'll get increased anxiety, like it can really take a toll on you, the narcissistic abuse. All right, but you will get through this. This doesn't last. That's what I want you to understand. You will be empowered. All right, you will go on and rise again. All right. So anyway, thanks for listening today. I really appreciate the support. Please book a session if you'd like to. I'm now available 24 hours across all time zones. You can, so if you ever need, you can, you know, I will be there. I'm available 24 hours. You can also request custom videos. All video requests are processed in 24 hours too. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.